Life must be good for Leicester Fainga'anuku, raking in substantial paychecks in France, while his former teammates grind through another season of Super Rugby for a fraction of what he's earning. But here's the twist. While many players who leave New Zealand for Europe never return, Fainga'anuku has a different plan. He's already locked in a return to the Crusaders in 2026. That's right, after capitalising on opportunities overseas, he's set to make a homecoming. But why would he walk away from the financial security of the European rugby? And what does that say about the future of New Zealand rugby? Stick around, because in this story is far more complicated than it seems. Leicester Fainga'anuku's rise to the top was no accident. Born in Tonga and raised in New Zealand, he was always destined for rugby greatness. His powerful running, brute strength and ability to break through the defensive lines made him a standout from an early age. By the time he was making waves for Nelson College, it was clear he was something special. His path to professional rugby was fast-tracked when the Crusaders brought him into the system, a move that would shape his career. Playing for the most dominant Super Rugby team in history, he flourished, becoming a key figure in their backline and proving himself as one of the most dangerous wingers in New Zealand. It wasn't long before the All Blacks came knocking. Earning a call-up to the most prestigious rugby team in the world is a dream for any Kiwi player, and Fainga'anuku made sure he grabbed the opportunity with both hands. With the black jersey on his back, he showcases immense talents on the international stage. His speed, power and finishing ability made him a lethal weapon in the All Blacks arsenal. But as impressive as his performances were, one major issue lingered in the background: the financial limitations of playing in New Zealand. New Zealand rugby operates under a structured salary system, meaning that even the best All Blacks aren't making as much as their counterparts overseas. The average salary for a Super Rugby player in New Zealand ranges from $75,000 to $195,000 per season, New Zealand dollars, with the top tier All Blacks earning up to $500,000 annually. In contrast, players in France's top 14 league earn significantly higher salaries, with an average player around $400,000 New Zealand per annum for senior players, and star players earning substantially more. When Toulon came calling with an offer reportedly accessing approximately over $850,000 New Zealand per season, Fainga'anuku made his decision to leave. This contract places him well above what he could earn in New Zealand. For a young player with his whole career ahead of him, the financial benefits were simply too significant to ignore. This wasn't just about money, it was about securing his future, setting himself up for life beyond rugby, and ensuring his family was taken care of. Rugby careers are short, and injuries can end them in an instant. Fainga'anuku knew that this was his moment to capitalise. But the decision to leave wasn't about the salary. The lifestyle benefits of playing in France are undeniable. The top 14 league offers players longer seasons, fewer international obligations, and more opportunities to recover between games. This means players can extend their careers while still earning premium salaries. Many New Zealanders who make the move to Europe speak highly of the quality of life, from the culture, the cuisine, and the reduced pressure compared to playing in New Zealand. Critics were quick to question his decision. Some labelled him another player chasing the money, walking away from the prestige of playing for the All Blacks in favour of the financial gain. Others argued that leaving New Zealand so early in his career meant he was turning his back on the potential legacy and long-term selection for the national team. But if history has taught us anything, it's that professional rugby is changing, and players are no longer willing to sacrifice their financial security for tradition. The shift in rugby's financial landscape is undeniable. Decades ago, the All Blacks were the pinnacle of rugby, and staying in New Zealand was the only path to success. But the rise of European rugby has rewritten the rules. Players like Charles Piutau, Stephen Luatua and Ngani Laumape have shown that leaving New Zealand doesn't mean the end of a career. It means the beginning of a different kind of success. These players have secured lucrative contracts overseas, enjoying the lifestyle, the financial rewards, and in many cases, even extending their careers by avoiding the relentless demands of international rugby. And yet, Fainga'anuku is doing something most players haven't. He's coming back. His decision to sign with the Crusaders for 2026 is a rare move in modern rugby. Once players leave New Zealand for Europe, they usually don't return until the twilight of their careers, if at all. Fainga'anuku, however, is still young, still in his prime, and still has unfinished business in New Zealand. But why make this move? Why return when you could stay in France and continue earning top dollar? The answer lies in the balance between legacy and financial security. While the money in Europe is life-changing, there's something about playing for the Crusaders and the All Blacks that has no paycheck can replace. The Crusaders have built a dynasty in Super Rugby, and players who return to the team often do so with the ambition of winning more titles, cementing their place in rugby history. And then there's the All Blacks factor. New Zealand Rugby has a strict selection policy. Players must be playing domestically to be eligible for the national team. By returning in 2026, Fainga'anuku is keeping the door wide open for another shot at the black jersey, potentially in time for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. It's a calculated move, one that suggests that Fainga'anuku isn't just thinking about the short-term financial benefits of his career, but also his long-term legacy in New Zealand rugby. He's found a way to have the best of both worlds, earning significant money in France while still leaving the door open to return home, potentially reclaim his spot in the All Blacks, and continue building his reputation as one of the best wingers of the game. Of course, there's always a risk. Injuries, form slumps, or changes in the All Blacks selection strategy could all impact his return. But one thing is certain, Fainga'anuku has already set himself up in a way that ensures he won't be left wondering, what if, when his playing days are over. He's taken the bold step of capitalising on his earning potential while he can. But unlike so many, he's left the door open for something more. His decision also raises bigger questions about the future of New Zealand rugby. How long can the system survive if its top players continue to leave for higher paying opportunities overseas? Should New Zealand rugby consider relaxing the eligibility rules to allow overseas-based players to represent the All Blacks, as Australia has done? These kinds of debates that Fainga'anuku's move will continue to fuel. For now, though, he's making the most of the golden opportunity in front of him. While his Crusaders teammates grind through another season of Super Rugby, he's living the life in France, playing for a storied club and earning a salary that dwarfs what he could be making back home. But the story isn't over. The next chapter is already written. His return to New Zealand is coming, and when it does, the rugby world will be watching closely to see if the gamble has paid off. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.